Hello and welcome back to another Nerf Blaster review video for the channel. My name is Luke Triton and today we are covering the Nerf Ultra Focus. This is a semi-automatic flywheel battery-powered magazine-fed blaster in the Ultra line. I got to be honest, I didn't think I would see this blaster because there are so many blasters that aren't shipped to the UK. After going to the Entertainer, which is a toy store here in the UK, I went in and just saw this and I thought, maybe. It was the brown box version that you might get from a couple of websites. So the toy store accidentally ordered that particular version, not the open box one where you get to see the blaster itself. So they had it on quite the heavy discount at just 60% off. So this was about £18 basically, and I thought, you know what, there are a few other blasters I want to get at the same time as this, so let's have a bit of a spending spree, and I went for it. So all of the Ultra blasters I have at the moment are flywheelers, and that's mainly because a lot of the Springer options, well, all of the Springer options in that matter, haven't been sent over here to the UK. If you wanted one, you're going to have to import them. And to be honest, I don't think I'm missing out on anything too special. So let's get back onto the Focus. I nearly called it the Amp because there is a very special reason for that. Well, maybe not special, but it's basically the Amp, but with a stock. And instead of it being all golden along here, it's in red. And to be honest, I think the red looks better. The more serious look of the dark red and the shine on Ultra as well, that looks really good. So focusing further on the blaster itself, taking out the magazine and putting that to one side, we have this cute little thing. And to be honest, I quite like it. It's very compact, but there are immediately two things I don't like. This and this. So if you know me, you will know that I love my attachments. This is a perfect space to put a rail for a grip. This is the perfect space to put a rail for a scope. But those options have been taken away from us with the new integrated options. And they're not bad, but they're not good either. So looking down the sight, there is a little bit of distortion. It's nothing unusable, but you know, given the nature of these kind of toys, it's not going to make you more accurate either. And you may have seen during the process of this video so far, I'm holding the grip like this. My thumb isn't wrapped around. So if I turn around here, you can see my thumb is here. Also, whilst we're looking at this side of the blaster, no paint, but that's to be expected. So I don't mind the grip being there. That's part of the shell, and that's very sturdy. There is a tiny bit of wiggle room, but that's nothing to worry about. But it's a golden opportunity to have a grip attachment there. Oh, why? I mean, come on. But yes, that doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, that's just personal taste. So overall, as a package, this isn't bad. I mean, this is a complete reshell of the Amp, which is basically this and the included magazine. So this is the standard Ultra magazine that holds 10 darts. If I slide that on in there we go, just making sure I can see properly. That is basically what you would get. The major difference with this package is the stock, which I will show off in just a moment, and of course, instead of gold, it's red. So this is a semi-automatic flywheel blaster, and to be honest, I'm kind of warming up to the semi-automatic options. There are so many semi-auto blasters, but for some roles, for some blasters, I can accept going a little bit slower on the rate of fire. So now let's have a look at the stock that comes with this particular blaster. And to be honest, it's quite handsome. Very compact SMG looking and feeling. There's a good thing about this stock and there's a bad thing about this stock. The good thing is, it can hold a magazine. So I have an Ultra Select, which comes with 2 of these standard magazines. So yeah, straight away, that's a nice little package. But still, the fact that we have this kind of option is very good. If this was just a standard bulky stock, then in a way it wouldn't be too bad because you could definitely use this with other blasters. But because it has that built-in feature to hold a magazine, there we go. A little bit stiff, but that's ultimately a good thing that keeps that magazine in there. It's quite, yeah, it's just really nice. It's quite stylish in its own way. I do also love that the release button is a triangle compared to the boring rectangular ones that you see on pretty much every other stock. So what's the bad thing? I mentioned there was a good thing and I mentioned there was a bad thing. It's the butt of the stock itself. That is very annoying. It's so smooth, it's so thin. I mean, you can see there how it kind of goes inwards a bit, then inwards again. That's narrow, and because it's so round, it's, again, a bit annoying to try and keep that in my shoulder, because I've got a good grip of it just fine, but I can feel it wanting to do that, and that's not fun at all. The jam door for the Ultra Focus is very much like the Elite 2.0 blasters. You probably could wiggle this off, but for the sake of not doing so, I'm not going to do so. So you can open this up and still have the flywheels rev. So if there's something going on for whatever freak reason where the flywheels are still going and you're trying to clear a jam, that's not going to cut off the circuits, where previous blasters did that. And that was a good thing. That's a safety measure. Now then, the magazine release is okay. I have vibes from the Elite 2.0 turbine where I could definitely take the magazine out without, well, not that much issue, but at the same time, I don't like how much force I'm having to put into the magazine release switch in order to take the magazine out. And you just saw there, having to put the magazine in and taking it out isn't the smoothest thing ever. And even that's annoying. So before we move on to our next point, this is where the batteries are installed for this blaster. Because it is a flywheeler, it will not work without them. So it takes 6 AA batteries, and you can see how they are kind of stuffed in. There are 4 on this upper layer and 2 on the bottom. The extra 2 that are kind of tucked in a bit more were quite annoying to have to put in, but once they're in, it's all good to go. And the fact that it takes 6 instead of the standard 4 does make sense as to how powerful this blaster really is. And now we come to the points where we have to test fire the blaster. Now this is semi-automatic, so it's not anything too special, and I am going to turn down the volume in the video itself so you don't have to do so. So this is a 10-round magazine. I'm going to do 5 slow shots and then 5 rapid fire shots. Ready? Here we go. Whoo boy. So, yeah, that does hit hard. Even though I'm shooting a wall that's very close to me, seeing the darts bounce back, that's got a bit of oomph to it. And for a flywheel blaster, that's good. You can make Springer blasters really powerful quite easily, but for flywheels to be able to hit hard, that's a really good thing to do. Now, because I have my other 2 magazines with me that came from the Ultra Select, I'm going to do a rapid fire sort of quick reload thing. I don't know what the technical term is for that, and I'm going to do this in one take. So if I mess this up or fumble, that's still going in the video. So once again, I will turn the volume down for the video itself. But let's just see how tactical I can really be. Ready? Here we go. Oh, come on. There we go. So, that was so much fun. It really was cool. But you saw there, like I mentioned a moment ago, having to take out the magazine because of the magazine release switch was a bit annoying. And even getting that other magazine out of the stock took a second to do because it is a bit stiff. Again, not a bad thing, so it won't fall out, but that took time, man. And now we come to the purchase recommendation points of the video, and I've got to be honest, I'm a bit torn with this. I like to give a straight up yes or no answer because I know what blasters I like, so I can give a solid recommendation. There have been other blasters I've bought in the past where I've bought for the sakes of doing the video as a bit of a gimmick. But this, yeah, I'm torn. I love flywheel blasters, fully automatic ones in particular. I've got semi-auto ones and I do have fun with them. But there are things I don't like. So the lesser ones are, you know, the fact that there are 2 missed opportunities for tactical rails, because there's 1 rail here, which I failed to mention earlier, and of course the stock attachment point. I don't see much purpose of this rail because we have an integrated sight. It's not bad, but it's again another missed opportunity. But coming to the more serious points of this blaster, it's more around the magazines. Again, trying to get this magazine out, it's not that bad, but I'm having to really push my finger into that button. And it is a real pain to have to try and force that back in. And that's the same for what came on the stock. So if you look at it this way, it's smooth, simple, well, not necessarily smooth because you saw me earlier over 2 occasions in this video. When it came to trying to take out the magazine, I did struggle for a second. And annoying is the word I've used a few times. And I think that's the blaster summed up as a whole. It's fun, but just a little bit annoying to have to use. And that's a shame because I do like it, but I can't say I love it. So that is the end of this video, and I just picked up both of the magazines. One was over here where I normally keep things to a side for Nerf videos, but I just found one on the floor over there. I don't remember chucking it over there. Okay, but yeah, that's not a bad thing at all. Well, the bad thing now is having to pick up all the darts. Well, that's the Nerf hobby, I suppose. But that is the end of the video. Thank you all ever so much for watching. One thing to keep in mind is my purchase recommendation is very light-hearted. freedom is freedom, and you can spend your hard-earned money on whatever you want. So if you absolutely love this blaster, absolutely go for it, because again, it is fun. It does have fun qualities to it. So thanks again for watching. In the description down below, you can find a link to my social media pages, including Flickr and Instagram, if you want to see some sneak peeks and behind the scenes action. Down in the description, also a link to my second channel where I'm doing more fun stuff outside of the LEGO and Nerf hobbies. In the description, you can also find a link to my Discord server where you can chat with like-minded fans of LEGO trains and Nerf blasters. Thanks again for watching, folks. I shall see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.